Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about 8th Standard Social Science History Unit 1 Urban Changes during the British period. Okay. In that lesson, we discussed some important topics about the formation of ancient, medieval and modern towns, how the towns and cities were established. That and all we discussed in last class. Now we are going to discuss about creation of municipalities and corporations. Creation of municipalities and corporation. Okay. So first, the development of local government in the British India may be traced in three distinct phases. Distinct phases means different parts. Three different parts. First phase 1688 to 1882. Municipal government in India has been in existence since 1688. From 1688, the municipal government in India has been existence. With the formation of Madras Municipal Corporation with a mayor. Mayor, that was a posting. He was a head of the corporation. Next, Sir Joshua Child, one of the directors of English East India Company, was responsible for the formation of the corporation. Sir Joshua Child, he was a person, one of the directors of the East India Company, was responsible for the formation of corporation. The Charter Act of 1793 established municipal administration in three presidency towns. During the time of 1793, municipal administration in the three presidencies were established. According to the provisions of Act of 1850, municipalities were formed in northwestern frontier provinces, Oudh and Bombay. So, in these three places, the municipalities administration was established. Lord Mayo's famous resolution of 1870 intended to offer opportunities for the development of self-government. So, Mao's famous resolution introduced opportunities for the development of self-government in the British India. Okay. Second phase 1882 to 1920. Ribbon's resolution on local self-government was a landmark in the history of local self-government. So, he was a very important person in the activities of local self-government in India. So, Lord Ribbon, regarded as the father of local self-government in India, and his resolution as the Magna Carta. It is a very, very important thing ordered by the government, that is Magna Carta of local self-government. Next, third phase 1920 to 1950. The Government of India Act of 1919 introduced a diarchy in the provinces. So, in 1919, diarchy was introduced in the provinces. Second one, the Government of India Act of 1935 introduced a provincial autonomy. Provincial autonomy was introduced in 1935 in India. With the attainment of independence in 1947, India had the unique opportunity of making and molding local government to meet the needs of the free nation. So, after the introduction of these two acts, it will be very used to Indians to make beautiful nation in India. Okay, so these two, that means Government Act of 1919 and Government of India Act of 1935. So these two acts very much help to Indians to make India as a beautiful nation. Okay, next administration of the presidency towns. Administration of the presidency towns. Towards the close of 18th century, a parliamentary statute authorized the Governor General to appoint justice of the peace in these towns. I mean, that was a act was passed. It gave the power to the Governor General to appoint justice of the peace in these towns. After various trials, a system of government was evolved for 3 presidency towns, which had essential features like a large corporations with elected members, a strong independent executive authority with adequate safeguards for checking accounts and statutory provisions for the performance of essential duties such as sanitation and water supply and collections of revenue. So some of the important duties were introduced on the basis of the administration. So there were a lot of steps taken by the British East India Company or the British government to improve the administrative system in India. Okay. Next, origin and growth of Madras. Origin and growth of Madras. The beginning of the city of Madras goes back to the earliest stages of British commercial enterprise in India. So before the arrival of English East India Company, the city of Madras was already there. Next up, the English East India Company was started in 1600 AD. 12 years later, a factory was set up at Surat on the west coast. So, the English East India Company was established in 1600 AD. After 12 years, the first factory was established by the British East India Company at west coastal area, that is Surat. Next, subsequently, the search for textile brought British merchants to have port on the east coast. The another adventure or another search by the British merchants for the textile. So they established another port on east coastal area. Next one, the English, after some efforts, secured the privilege of building a fort at Masulipatam. The first fort was established at Surat. The second fort was established at Masulipatam. It was well protected from the monsoon winds. That was very protected from the monsoon winds. But then Masulipatam was in the throes of a famine. The famine was very much affected in Masulipatam. In spite of every assurance of protection, English trade did not thrive at that place. So after the effect of Masulipatam, the English, they did not thrive at the place. Next, then the English traders looked for a new site for the purpose of trade and commerce. Francis Day, the member of the Masulipatam Council and the chief of the Armogan factory, made a voyage of exploration in 1637. The another voyage, they wants to search a new place for the establishment of new factory in 1637 with a view to choose a site for a new settlement, another settlement. At last, he was given the offer to choose Madrasa Patnam. That place was given. Francis Day inspected the place and found it favorable to set up factory. So that was a very favorable place to set up the factory founded by Francis Day. The official grant for the land was given by Damarla Venkatapati Nayak. That was given by Damarla Venkatapati Nayak, the deputy of the Raja of Chandragiri, 12 kilometers west of Tirupati. Damarla gave British a piece of land between Kuvam River and the Egmore. In between the gap between Kuvam River and the Egmore, the particular place was given to the British. In 1639, the deed means agreement. Deed was signed by English East India Company. English East India Companies. Francis Day, accompanied by his interpret Berry Timaya and superior Andrew Gogan. By this, Francis Day and Andrew Gogan, the chief of the Masulipatam factory, was granted permission to establish a factory, trading post and a factory at Madrasapatnam in 1639. The two persons got the permission from the particular ruler, and they established a factory at Madrasapatnam in 1639. This fortified settlement came to be known as Fort St. George Settlement. That name was Fort St. George. It is otherwise referred to as the White Town. That particular place, it is referred to as the White Town, while the nearby villages inhabited by local population was called Black Town. Next, collectively, the White Town and the Black Town were called Madras. The both White Town and Black Town are called Madras by the Britishers. Okay, students. Next, we are going to discuss about the development of Madrasapatnam. Madrasapatnam means Madras. Development of Madrasapatnam. Damarla Venkatapati gave the English to grant of Madrasapatnam. He was a person. Damarla Venkatapati gave the English the grant of Madrasapatnam. He was under the control of Venkatapati Rayalu. He was a ruler or Raja of Chandragiri. Venkatapati was succeeded by Sri Rangalayalu in 1642. He issued a new grant to English in 1645 called Srirangapatnam. That was another place was given by Sri Rangarayalu in 1642 to the British. Venkatapati desired that the name Chennapatnam should be given to the new fort at settlement of the English after his father Chennappa Nayak. But the English preferred to call the two united towns by the name of Madrasapatnam. Next, making of Chennai. Chennai was one of the group of villages set amidst fragrant paddy field until two English East India Company merchants visited there. 2 persons visited the places. Next, Raja Mahal in Chandragiri Palace, where Sir Francis Day of the English East India Company was granted land in 1639 in order to set up factory which later come to known as Madras. This first factory was completed on St. George's Day, 23rd April 1640, and named Fort St. George. Day and Gogan were jointly responsible for the construction of Fort St. George. This was the English East India Company's principal settlement until 1774. So these were the two important persons. One is Sir Francis Day and Gogan. These were the important two persons. They were very much responsible for the construction of St. Fort George in Chennai, and they got the permission from the ruler of Chandragiri. Okay, next, the Madras Presidency was an administrative subdivision. That was a Madras Presidency was a subdivision, administrative subdivision, which was refers to as the Madras Province. The Madras Presidency during the British regime covered a vast expanse of the southern part of India that encompasses modern day Tamil Nadu. Encompasses means covered lot of land. Next, the Lakshadweep Island, northern Kerala, Rayalaseelam, coastal Andhra, districts of Karnataka, and various districts of southern Odisha. So these were the places covered in Madras Presidency during the time of British period. So next, after the independence in 1947, the Madras Presidency became the State of Madras. Madras Presidency that was changed into State of Madras, and the other regions that were a part of the erstwhile presidency were constituted in separate state of Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, and Mysore under the State Recognition Act 1956. So after the independence of India, the states were separated. The three states were separated. Later on, in 1969, the state of Madras was renamed as Tamil Nadu. In 1969, the state of Madras was renamed as Tamil Nadu. On 17th July 1996, Madras was officially named as Chennai. In 1996, July 17, Madras was officially renamed as Chennai. Okay, next students, the another two important cities were established, that is Bombay and Calcutta. First one, Bombay. Bombay was initially 7 islands. Bombay was initially 7 islands. It was under the control of the Portuguese from 1534 onwards. Next, the Portuguese king gave it as a dowry to Charles II of England when he married the former's sister in 1661. King leased it to the East India Company. The city of Bombay began to grow when the East India Company started using Bombay as its main port in Western India. So the Bombay, that was a place, it was given by the Portuguese ruler as a dowry to the King of England, Charles II, King of England. So the king gave that place to the English India Company as lease. After that, Bombay became a very good or a very important port in Western India to the British. In 1687, the English India Company transferred its headquarters from Surat to Bombay. Surat was the first factory of English India Company. After that, they changed Surat headquarters from Surat to Bombay. Next, Calcutta. In 1690, the English merchants founded a settlement at Sultanati. In 1698, they secured Jamindari rights over Sultanati, Calcutta, and Gobindpur. So in these three places, the British India Company got the right of a Jamindari system. The company established Fort William at Calcutta. The another fort was established by the British at Calcutta. That name was Fort St. William. Calcutta became presidency with a governor and a council to manage its affairs. So it also grown very well. So the status was changed. Next, conclusion. The British Empire gradually concluded and established an elaborate spatial structure of administration with an imperial capital, provincial capitals, and district headquarters. That was a evolution of the administration system as well as the town corporations and municipality administration system in India by the British. The new rulers brought new officials, new institutions, and a new structure to these towns with a kacheri, cantonment, police station, jail, treasury, public garden, post office, schools, dispensary, and above all a municipal committee. So these were the systems and structures were established by the British. Thus, in course of time, administrative headquarters emerged as the most important towns and cities of the country. So that was very important thing. For example, by the beginning of 20th century, Calcutta, Bombay and Madras had become the leading administrative, commercial and industrial cities of India. So these were the important three cities, that is Bombay, Calcutta and Chennai. These were the important three cities. That was very well grown on the basis of administration, commerce, commercial and industrial cities. These cities became the central commercial area with buildings of European style. That was very important one. That infrastructure was very well developed in India. Suburban railways, tram car and city buses gave the colonial cities a new look at and status. The total atmosphere was changed in India during the time of British rule. So that was a great effort taken by the British government as well as the British India Company change all the activities of India and the administration of India. Okay, thank you students. The first lesson is over. We will see in the next class. Thank you.